The galaxy had long been under the control of an ancient and immensely powerful race known as the Architects. These beings were the undisputed masters of genetic engineering, manipulating the evolution of countless species across the stars for millennia. Every race they encountered was carefully guided, its evolution directed along predetermined lines, designed to fit within the complex web of intergalactic order they had carefully constructed. Those who resisted were swiftly erased, their genetic codes rewritten or destroyed, their potential crushed before it could pose a threat to the perfect balance the Architects sought to impose. To the Architects, the concept of random evolution was anathema. In their view, life was a system that could only function properly when its development was carefully curated, with each species existing to fulfill a specific purpose within the larger galactic hierarchy. Evolution, to them, was a tool to be wielded with precision, a means of shaping the future in their image. The idea that any species might evolve unpredictably was a flaw, a dangerous anomaly that threatened the stability of the order they had built. Humanity, however, was different. From the moment humans first began to spread across the stars, it became clear that they were not like the other species the Architects had encountered. The human race, young by galactic standards, had a unique capacity for adaptation. Unlike other species that evolved slowly, humanity's potential for rapid, unpredictable change was evident in every new world they colonized. The environment of a planet would mold the humans who lived there, and within a few generations, they would evolve new traits, new abilities, to better survive their surroundings. Whether it was surviving in the harshest of environments, thriving in hostile climates, or rapidly developing new technologies, humans were not bound by the natural constraints that limited other species. The Architects, initially intrigued by humanity's potential, soon saw it as a threat. They had never encountered a species so free from the rules of their genetic manipulation. Humanity's unpredictability was a challenge to the order they had so carefully cultivated. In an effort to subdue the human race before it became too powerful, the Architects initiated a controlled evolutionary event, a genetic re-engineering of humanity, forcing the species to evolve along a more predictable, less dangerous path. The Architects believed that by tampering with humanity's genes, they could stifle their growth, limiting their potential for radical change and keeping them in check. But the Architects vastly underestimated humanity's resilience. Rather than succumbing to their manipulation, humans began to adapt to the changes faster than the Architects could impose them. The diversity of the human genome, with its myriad genetic variations, allowed for an explosive rate of evolution. New abilities emerged with every attempt to control them, new forms of resistance that the Architects had not anticipated. Humanity's genetic code proved far more versatile and complex than the Architects had believed. Rather than being suppressed, the forced evolutionary event only accelerated humanity's development, giving rise to abilities that allowed humans to manipulate their own genetics with ease. It didn't take long for humanity to harness this newfound power. The first human colonists to develop the ability to manipulate their own DNA were seen as miracles, their minds and bodies able to reshape themselves at will. Soon, entire populations were evolving in ways that defied the Architects' attempts to control them. Humanity was no longer a species bound by evolutionary time. It could evolve in real time, adjusting to any situation, any environment, with unprecedented speed. As the Architects struggled to regain control, they found themselves facing a race they could no longer predict, let alone dominate. The human ability to rewrite the very rules of evolution had opened a new frontier of power. No longer was humanity limited by the constraints of its biology. They could evolve at will, crafting their bodies and minds to suit any need, any challenge. What was once a mere tool for survival had become a weapon, one that the Architects could not counter. Humanity's revolution was not just biological, it was ideological. The ability to rewrite evolution itself had sparked a new way of thinking. No longer bound by the rigid structures imposed by the Architects, humans began to envision a future where they were free to explore and reshape the galaxy on their own terms. They spread out across the stars, not as a conquered species, but as a force of nature, unstoppable and unpredictable. The Architects, unable to contain the rapidly evolving humans, began to retreat, their carefully constructed order crumbling before the tide of humanity's relentless progress. In the end, the Architects were forced to confront the one truth they had long denied, that life, in its purest form, could not be controlled. It could not be shaped by the hands of a few, no matter how advanced or powerful they were. The unpredictable force of human evolution had shattered the notion of a perfect, static order, and in its place stood a new era, one where the future was unwritten and humanity held the pen.